Hey there, guys. Start back again. We're going to be going into the Spring of Memories against the Spherimorph. Unfortunately, this one's another series exclusive trial, so can't bring our best bunny girl into this one. Sad to say, but it is what it is. And this one is definitely not as thick as the Dissident, thank goodness. And you know, this one should be pretty easy, I think, for most people to do because we got a free Yuna. And we got enough shards to get her to EX1. And honestly, Yuna can solo this one all by herself. You don't really need much on this one. And so the rewards for this one are you get 50 Summoner Yuna fragments for making sure nobody dies. Clear it within 10 turns. We're going to do it in 2 turns. No continues for basically a free NV summon, which is pretty sweet. These rewards are actually very, very nice. And this is not a hard boss at all to beat. It is a fairy, and it is weak to light and dark, which is a good thing. We're going to be using Yuna to basically take advantage of that light weakness. Changes elemental resistance after being hit with fire, ice, lightning, or water. We're not going to hit it with any of those, so it doesn't matter. Uses fractional HP damage. We're not going to get to the point where it actually does that, so don't worry about it. It is only vulnerable to attack and mag breaks. You cannot break its defense and spirit, but it's pretty squishy, so you don't really have to worry about breaking its attack or its mag. So I'm basically taking my bonus I mean, honestly, I just took my bonus team in here with a couple of modifications. I did switch one unit out to put High Summoner Braska in there for the evocation mod boost. And so, like I said, Yuna can solo carry this one. You know, you just have to have decent evocation gear and setup, and even then we're gonna way overkill with what I have. Now you see mine is EX2. I'm not going to assume that yours is EX2, and so I'm not going to use mine as if she were EX2. I'm not going to do the normal form LB on turn 1 to set up. We're just going to go start straight in Brave Shift. We're going to set up on turn 1, burst on turn 2. And so this will work even with an EX1 Yuna because she has a skill. As long as her LB is totally maxed out, just make sure her LB is totally maxed, because that brings the cost down to 6,000, and she does have a skill that you can triple cast which fills her LB by 6,000. So as long as you have her LB maxed, even at EX1, this strategy will work. All right. And so, actually, one thing I just need to check. The only thing she might not be able to do, actually, now that I think about it, is the Knowledge of the Staff. That might be an EX2 only. So you know what? I'm not going to use it. I think that's an EX2. I think you only get that at EX2. I could be wrong. I should probably check on that, but I don't think that's needed anyways. So if it is available at EX1, great, use it. But otherwise, I'm just going to go for it here. All right. So this is the team. Honestly, the only gear you need to worry about is I made Titus my provoke unit. He doesn't even need to be evade, just provoke. Because he's going to guard on turn 1 and the attacks are not too brutal. You can see that Seymour has no equipment. Braska has nothing except for his TMR to chain on turn 2. Waka's gear is irrelevant. You see I've given him some basic gear here. That was for the trial last week against Sin. But his gear is irrelevant here as well. He just needs to be EX2 or higher so he gets his LB on turn 1 for the light imperil. So Yuna is the only one that you really need to worry about, and you only need to gear her in her Brave Shift form. Make sure you give her Seymour's staff. This is very, very important, especially if you can take advantage of the staff imperil. And it's very important because it is a 2-handed staff, which means she gets variance. And that is going to be a huge improvement on her damage. You can see here we've got some evoker gear, like Rydia's outfit. This is from Neovision Rydia. It gives a lot of good evoker stats. If you don't have that, you can use Yuna's robe. That's the 7-star Yuna. That also has some good evoker stats. Rydia's headband. This is from the little kid Rydia. That one's pretty good. And then Originator of Final Summoning, that's from Unalesca. We all got a free Unalesca, so that one's easy enough to pick up. Shy Mermaid, that one might be harder to come by because it's from Neovision Magic Mermaid Frisia, but that just helps cap her TVH Spirit. Summoner of Devotion, that's from Summoner Lena. That's another NV unit. So that one might be hard to come by, but honestly, this is all overkill here. All right, so I'm overkilling this big time, as you will see. Okay, so let's. Everyone else, the gear is irrelevant. So let's just get in there and do it. All right, so turn one is just our setup. Yuna will do, let's see, protected by blah blah blah. Since I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna ignore Knowledge of the Staff because I'm not sure that that's available at EX1. So we'll do Protected by the Remnant of the Dream, Believe, and Hymn of the Faith Plus. We should have gotten this from last week, right? Hymn of the Faith Plus, that's the upgrade you get from defeating Sin from last week's battle. So make sure you do that because that really improves Yuna's evoke damage. Much bigger mod boost. Waka's just going to LB. Braska will do setup to help Yuna support from the Faith. Gives a nice mod boost to Yuna. Prayer for a Fleeting World. Disarming Brand. You could have, if for some reason your Yuna just wasn't cutting it and isn't dealing enough damage, you can also have Seymour set up, because Seymour is an NVA now, and he is also an Evoker. But you won't have his Evoker LB up and running until turn 3. So you could technically have Seymour up and, deal some damage as well, but it's totally unnecessary. He's just here for filler. Alright, so you see he auto-covered the single target magic attacks against Titus there. That's nice of him. Alright, so here, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get this done. Should be too easy. Alright, triple BS, blue wave for triple BS, and then triple BS from Titus just to chain it up. And yep, we're just gonna go ahead and get this done. So send off Yuna first, give it a second, start the chain, boom. There you go, 1.5. I'm pretty sure the Spherimorph only has 1 billion, so we did, 500 million overkill there. I will say that my unit also is not crowned. I have not put any crowns into my Yuna. Yeah, you see she carried that, of course. So you could even do better with your Yuna if you crowned her. And I'll show you those crown enhancements. I'm hesitant to recommend crown enhancements to anybody just because I had a lot of people ask about crown enhancements when I was asking people in my last community post about, what you'd like me to talk about. A lot of people said, hey, can you make a tier list of like units where the crowns are useful? And I'm hesitant to do that because Gumi has stated that the intrinsic abilities that they're giving to our global exclusive units will need to be crafted in the future, and there is speculation that those crafting materials may be mystery crystals or master crowns, or potentially a combination of both. So I'm very, very, very much in horde mode with my crowns right now. But if you want to make your unit even stronger, oh, sorry, that's not what I was looking for. If you want to make your unit even stronger, she has these two abilities which are crownable, and the Warring Spirit one, if you upgrade that just gives her a ton of flat spirit. So you saw mine was at let's go back, sorry. Mine was at, yeah, 6,300. So if I had her fully crowned, she would have been at 8,300 for that fight, and definitely would have crushed it, no problem. And this one, I believe, ups her... What does this one do again? Yeah, so it gives her better Evo damage stats, and it also increases some area effects. Those are less relevant, except for the one for Anima. It does increase the dark magic, the dark amplification field by 50% if you put if you put 2 crowns into it, which is pretty nice. That's a pretty significant little thing. So, you know, if you really like using Yuna, that's a pretty expensive upgrade. That's 8 crowns total. If you think about it, like, that's a pretty expensive one, I think. Or maybe it's 6 crowns. It looks like you only do... Is that right? Yeah. So that might be a pretty expensive upgrade, but if you really like using Yuna, you know, who am I to say don't do it? But that's just ways. That's a way you can improve Yuna's damage on this particular fight. And actually, I think that might have given me enough to finally EX3 my Yuna. Did it? No. Oh, 50 frags shy. Oh, wait a minute. No. Hold on. It did. I just have to claim it. Oh, I'm gonna get my EX3 Yuna. You guys want to watch this? This will be fun. And I tell you what, I'll even pull that free Neo Vision I got from this. Why not? All right, I am excited. I finally get to EX3 my Yuna. Oh, sweet. And yeah, I've already gotten the STMR off this one. As you can see, I Moogled that, you know, in anticipation. This is the free one that we got. So I already had an EX2 Yuna before this event started, and so this is, yeah, this is pretty sweet. Haha. All right, EX3 Yuna, here we come. I guess it'll be useful if we ever need a light evocation. Oh, now I get her. Oh, sweet. I even get her vision card, which I think is good for her. Yeah. All right, very cool. I've got an EX3 Yuna now. I'm gonna go put her in my my friend slot for the bonus and show her off to everybody. All right, let's go ahead and pull that free Neo Vision. Let's see who we get. Probably gonna get some trash. I got Gabranth on my guaranteed Neo Vision from the weekly. That was awesome. Love getting another Gabranth when I've got him EX3. Cacteria. I mean, I don't have her EX3 yet, so I guess that's one step closer, but really? I mean, don't get me wrong, Cacteria is actually really great, especially on like budget teams and budget runs. Her breaks are like, she's still a top tier breaker. Like honestly, she is still one of the best breakers in the game. Her damage sucks, but she is easily one of the best breakers in the game. I love using her in like Clash of Wills, for like budget runs and things like that. So yeah. All right, well, that's it, guys. I'm going to take off and go start working on Rafflesia. That one is going to take a while, so I better get started now. All right, and I will see you on the other side.